My name is Dr. Silvia Fajardo-Hiriart, or as my patients call me, Dr. Silvia. I have been blessed to have, been married to the same wonderful man for the last 33 years. We've had a very rich life. We have 3 wonderful adult children who have already been married and have made us grandparents now. We're very blessed to have been able to share with them one of my passions, which is to be a missionary doctor. And it was a huge blessing, and it's still a source of immense joy in our lives. Back in February of last year, actually around Valentine's Day, I began having pretty severe headaches that kept getting worse and worse and worse. Obviously, I became very concerned, and I asked to see a neurologist. He sent me for an imaging study. After the study, the technician called to ask to speak to my husband and showed him on the image that there was something of concern, a tumor.
Silvia was diagnosed with a glioblastoma last year. A glioblastoma is a very aggressive tumor that starts in the brain itself. It's the most fastly growing tumor. It has been there the shortest period of time before a patient has symptoms from their disease and requires the most aggressive interventions: surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation therapy.
Maybe at the beginning I was a little bit still in shock, but again, we went to our faith. We prayed and asked for a healing miracle, and whatever it was, we would have to deal with it one step at a time. No matter how bad this was, even if it was a terminal cancer, that God has a purpose for it. I didn't have to understand it. Eventually I just accepted it.
Silvia has gone through a number of treatments. First, she had surgery, then a course of radiation therapy, along with concurrent chemotherapy. Then she went through an additional surgery, and then was able to be enrolled onto a clinical trial testing a new vaccine. During the course of that, sometimes if there are residual or recurrent nodules of disease, we can boost them with local therapies, such as with radiosurgery, which she underwent most recently. We were very early adopters at Miami Cancer Institute to have this particular technology with SAPX radiosurgery, and it really fits with our high-tech, high-touch mentality in radiation oncology.
To have such a qualified, competent team of professionals that were so compassionate that they'd be willing to come alongside their patients and fight with them, not give up.
So the survival for any patient with glioblastoma in the modern era is really a disappointing 14 to 18 months. Making sure that we get patients to strategic time points in their life, which are really meaningful for them, is really part of our job and important in our care plan for any particular patient.
I had that doubt in my mind that I would be able to make it to my daughter's wedding. But I prayed really hard for us to be able to be there together. I consider it a blessing to have been there and been present. I can honestly say that it was one of the happiest moments of my life.
Silvia being there for her daughter's wedding was something that she mentioned from the very first days in which we met. And this was a goal point that we were very happy to be able to meet for her. Silvia is a warrior. She is strong with her faith and has a strong sense of self and belief in herself. And that has really carried her through multiple courses of surgery, multiple courses of radiation therapy, and multiple systemic therapy agents.
I see a future that's bright because, none of us are guaranteed anything in this life. I just happen to have gotten a diagnosis of cancer. Every moment should be special and should be appreciated. We tend to take things for granted sometimes, and people for granted, and relationships for granted. And one thing this journey has taught me is to appreciate it all. Life is a gift. Every moment you're given is a gift. And that's the way you should see it and be grateful for it.